right. Hey, welcome back. It's Mr. Maulucci. Today we're going to talk about another tip for Study, Organize, Excel. And today I want to show you one of my favorite organizational tools. So we're going to actually look at an app today. And this is Google Keep. And I'm going to tell you some reasons why I really like it. And then I'm going to show you how it works. Google Keep is a great app that you can access not only on your phone or on an iPad with the Google Keep app, but you can also use it on your desktop, on your laptop. You can go into Chrome and you can go to keep.google.com and you can access all of your notes there, and then you can share them across devices. So I use this quite a bit when I'm doing research. I use it when I want to save text that I use all the time. I use it when I'm writing. I use it to make quick lists, and I use it to set up reminders. So today I'm going to show you, I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you how you use, I'm going to give you a little overview and how I set it up. Then I'm going to show you how to make some basic notes, and I'm going to show you how to set up some reminders. And then I'm going to show you how I use it across devices. So I can use these notes across my laptop, my phone, my iPad at home, and I can even share them with other people. So let's take a look today at Google Keep. All right, so here we are in Google Keep. So let me just show you some simple things in here and show you what a wonderful tool this is. So first off, I am at keep.google.com. So that is going to be the address you're going to use. If you want to use it on your phone, you just look for the Google Keep app in the App Store. But here is what it looks like here. Now, I like the desktop version for most of the stuff I'm going to use. You can see here in my browser bar, I've got it bookmarked because I use it all the time. This is my other account, so this is my school account. I usually keep things in my personal account. So I wanted to show you this one to give you a blank slate. So here's what it looks like. So let's just first take a look at the interface. So at the top here, you can see I can either show or hide the labels here with this little button here. I've got my Google Keep, I've got my search. So if I had multiple notes and I really needed to find something, I could go in here and I could click and I could find some keywords or something like that. If I want to refresh, I can click here. So if I'm working on something on my phone and it hasn't shown up here yet, I can click the refresh button and get it to sync with my phone, which is cool. This one is my list view. So instead of having these tiles, I can set it up in some different views. So once I get multiple things, you'll see the difference there. And then the settings. So let's take a look at the settings real quick because I think these are important. So when I go to settings, I've got some things. So I can enable dark mode. People love dark mode. I've got the dark theme enabled. Now I've got my defaults. So one of the things that you can do in Google Keep is you can set reminder times. So when you do that, if you put in the normal times you want to do stuff ahead of time, it will automatically give you these as options. So I usually get to work around 8 a.m., so that's good for me for this one. In the afternoon and at the evening. So I usually get home about 4 o'clock. So I'm going to change my afternoon to 4 o'clock. So that way, if I have something in here that I want to do immediately when I get home, that will be the default. Let's say 8 o'clock. Let's say 8 o'clock p.m. I'm going to do my last tasks before I get ready to watch TV and go to bed. Okay? And then I can enable sharing or not. So I'm going to leave that enabled, and I'm going to show you that. So now I'm going to hit save. So let's take a look at a list. You can see I've already got a note created right here, and I've got the ability to create a new note up here. So if I want to create a new note, so let's say that I want to create a shopping list. So I can click in here and I can type in a title and say shopping, because we do have stuff we need to get from time to time, right? I can go up here and put in shopping list. Now here in the body, I can put down some things that I need to buy. So let's say that I'm going to make a BLT sandwich, right? So I need to get some tomatoes, I need some bacon, I need some lettuce. I'm not having a very good day typing here today. Lettuce. And I need some white bread. Right? Okay, so I've got my list in here now, right? Now, what can I do with this? So first off, I can have a reminder. So maybe I need to buy this for dinner. So I can click on the reminder and I can decide when do I need to remind. So remember when I clicked on those, when I set up those things, I can click and I can choose 8 o'clock. So, but that seems a little bit too late. So I can go in here and I can click and say, okay, I'm going to do this when I get home. So I can change it to 4 p.m., right? The other thing that I can do is I can say, well, you know, this is going to be for tomorrow. So I could add a date. So I could set it for tomorrow's dinner. So I could set it for Tuesday, right? And I can save it. I can also go back to my reminder and I can set a place. So the other thing that I could do is I could go in here and I could choose a location. So maybe I want to buy this stuff at Dash's Market. So if I start to type in Dash's, which is near my house on Hurdle, I can click Dash's and hit save. Now what's going to happen is, as soon as I go into Dash's Market, this note is going to pop up on my phone or any device I have available. How cool is that, right? So we could set it for a location. We could also set it for a time. So I could pick a time and date. I could go in here and I could set it up for my afternoon and I could hit save. And then today at 4 o'clock, it's going to remind me to go to the store and get these things. So I can do it either way. Pretty cool to set up the reminders, right? So if you did your homework every day at 4 o'clock, we could set a reminder for you to do it at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or whenever you wanted to do it. So pretty cool. Next, I could set a collaborator. So I could add someone in here. So I could add my daughter, my wife, my son. I could add somebody in there and then they could see my note as well. Maybe I want to share the shopping list for them as well in case they get to the store before I do, then they know that we need this stuff. I can change colors. So if I wanted to make this note green, I could make this a green note and save it that way. So if I wanted to add a picture, I could. So let me click on Add Image, and I'll show you. So this is going to be something that I'm doing for home, right? So if I had a picture on my desktop, I could set some pictures up to go with my notes. So my key pictures. All right, so here's a cute little picture of a house. Let's just pretend this is my house. I would love to have a beautiful house like that, right? So I could put a picture of my house here. And I would know that this shopping list was for my house, right? So it's a home thing, right? So I could definitely use that as a virtual reminder. So think of when I have many notes on here, I could definitely use some way to sort that out, right? The next button here is Archive. So once I create my list or create my note, if I don't want the note anymore, I can archive it. So that will hide it away so that I don't have a million lists jamming up my my Google Keep. And then I can also there's some other options here. So I could delete this note. I could add a label. So labels are another thing that I could do. So I could click on label and I could call this shopping, right? And hit create shopping. So now I've got this note not only tagged for reminding me to do it at 4 o'clock today, but also for shopping. So I'll show you in a minute where I can find those things that are with the labels. I could also add a drawing to it. So if I click on this, it will allow me to make a Google drawing. I can make a copy of it. So maybe I have multiple lists. I can make a copy and I could just delete certain things and then make a new list out of that. Okay, now this is a list, obviously. If I wanted to make check boxes, I could make check boxes. Look how cool this is. So if I hit show check boxes, now I've got check boxes next to my list. And if I'm on my app on my phone, right, and I'm in aisle 1 and I get the tomatoes and the lettuce, right? So now you can see that not only did I put a checkbox in there, but because I had it set up to move the checklist to the bottom, it moved those to the bottom as well, okay? So that's pretty cool. So I can add checkboxes. If I decide that I don't want the checkboxes, I can go back and hide the checkboxes, and then I don't have checkboxes anymore. So now I'm going to close this note. So you can see here, I've got my note, It's green because I changed the color. I've got my cool picture, so I know this is a home thing. And I've also got it down here as shopping. So if I wanted to find anything else with the shopping things, I could find my labels over here. And when I click on shopping, only my things that are labeled or tagged as shopping will show up. So that's pretty cool because I can really organize lots of lists, right? Now let's look at another list here. So this one is my homework for today, right? So I've got 4 things I need to do. I've got some math, some ELA, I've got some science to do, and then I've got some slime that I need to make for one of my classes. So first off, I'm gonna click this down as a reminder, right? And I'm gonna pick a date and time. So this is my homework for today. I'm gonna remind myself when I get home, which is 4 o'clock, right? And I'm gonna hit save. So now it's going to remind me at 4 o'clock. These are the homeworks I need to have done. I'm not going to share this one with anybody. I can make a color for this. So I'm going to make this red because it's school related. Because it's school related, I could also add a picture. So I could add a picture and go in here. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to use my Olmsted logo. Right? So now, because this is homework, I've got it labeled in here. I'm also I can create a label in here as well, school, right? I'm going to call this school. Okay, so I've got that. Now, these are a list of things to do. So I'm going to go to my More tab here, and I'm going to hit Show Checkboxes, because once I get these done, I'm going to want to click on them and remove them, right? So now I'm going to close that. So now you'll see a couple things. One, I've got a color-coded green for my home stuff. I've got the picture to remind me, and this is a shopping thing, so it's got labeled. My red stuff goes along with the school colors. I've got my school picture here to remind me of those things. If I picked up my phone, right, I could open the Google app on my phone, and I could find all of that stuff right there for me to have access to, right? So those are some of the things you can do. Some other stuff. So now, remember, I've got this slime project. So now, here's a website that I found that's got the recipe for the slime, right? So I could click on this. Maybe I want to save this picture. You could do this stuff in Google Keep as well. So I can copy the image and go back to my Google Keep, and then here on the notes, create a new one, right? So I got to go up, and I'm going to click in here, and I'm just going to hit paste. And I'm going to paste that picture of the Elmer's glue in there so that I remember that those are some of the colors that I have, that I want. So I can save pictures in Google Keep, right? Think about if you're doing a project for school. You could keep your pictures here in Google Keep, and then you could easily just open them up and then copy them and paste them. The other thing I could do is I could highlight this web address, and I could copy it and then go back, and I could create a note with that, right? So I can hit paste and then hit enter. And when I click somewhere else, now I've got the website in here, and you can see I had that, remember I had it selected for the preview. So I've got my color slime thing here. So if I want to remember how to do that, I can go here, and then I can click down here, and it will take me right to that website that I already had open, and I will be able to find my slime recipe. And obviously, the other thing I could do is I could go to that page, and I could copy the supplies that I need, and I could Control C to copy them, and I could go back and I could paste those into here, right? And then because these are things I need to buy, I could go down here and I could show checkboxes, and now I would know that I can check them off my list. So that's some ways to use Google Keep. It's great for research. Let's say I had a friend and I'm working on this with them. I could click on the collaborator and I could send their email. I could send them my list so that maybe we could share getting those items, right? Great way for me to put many things in one place that I can use across all of my devices, right? So I use this all the time for maybe I'm doing some research and I find like we're going to go on vacation or we're doing a research project and I find a paragraph that has some great information on it and I want to share it, but I'm on my computer looking at it, not on my phone looking at it, right? So what I do a lot is I'll copy the text from the website and I'll paste it into Google Keep, and then I'll go into my phone and I'll open up Google Keep and I'll highlight the text, and I can text it to somebody then, or I can just read it there and do whatever I need to do with it there. Sometimes I'll use it for pictures. I'll find a picture online that I want to send to somebody. Maybe I want to text it to them. I'll copy the picture and put it in Google Keep, and then open it up in Google Keep and send it from that way on a text. So there's so many ways you can use it. It's a great way to keep a lot of stuff in one place. You can set yourself all those reminders and whatnot. You can share it with other people very easily. You can color code all of your stuff and have lists. If you have a tremendous amount of notes in there, you can easily search them for the text that you want to find in there. And then you can archive the notes when you're done with them so that you don't see them all the time, and you can hide them. They're not gone, but you just have them hidden, and then you can find them under the archive tab. So I encourage you to try to use Google Keep. I think it's a great way to store a lot of information and share it across devices. So good luck, and remember, organize, study, excel.